Brain box.
Sure, we'll clock out where I clocked in. So I work for a company that has 2 buildings about 4 kms away. Weird setup, I know, but we make it work. There's a shuttle service between the 2 buildings during business hours. You can come and go as you please. You're also allowed to take your own car, and, until very recently, you cold clocked in at one building, go to the other building to do your other work, and then clock out, and leave when your day's over. Which is something I need to do a lot as a scheduler. It is my job to keep up with everyone, to keep track of what everyone's doing for a project, how much work you're getting, and making sure you have work scheduled to do, so you're actually productive and not sitting around all day. Anyways, one cost saving measure they recently came up with is that people should clock out where they clock in. The idea being you clock out when you leave one building and then clock in when you're at the other building. First off, it's not our fault we have to travel. If you had one huge building to fit everyone, nobody would be traveling. It's on you to fix it. Second, this did not work. My friend at payroll says labor costs actually went up $60,000 in the last month. Because instead of clocking out and leaving from the other building, people have been traveling to their original building they clocked in at to clock out, adding an extra 30 minutes to everyone's workday. Want the actual price of the medication? Alright then. Work in pharmacy. At the start of every month, prices and regulations can change for prescription medications. We had been receiving scripts from a doctor's office for a medication that did not follow the new requirements. We informed the office about this. Just involves a software update, required to do it at the start of the month in the pharmacy for the same reason, and customers seem to understand that they either need to see their GP to get the authority of the script, to get it at the prices they got it at last month, or pay the private price. Not exactly sure about the price while writing this, but the private price we were charging was about x3 more expensive than the subsidized cost to cover the medication bulk ordered for the pharmacy. Along comes back Richard. While the previous customers were understanding, Richard was not. He was yelling about how he was not going to pay this increased price, we were scamming people, etc. This naturally caused the boss to come out from his office to see what was going on. Richard and boss has a quick back and forth. Richard asked boss to give him the right price for his medication. Then boss said back I will process your script personally and make sure you are correctly charged for that medication. Richard seemed happy about that. The MC now comes in. The price was to cover bulk orders. Now he was going to get charged what it would cost to get only one. The price was now X for the subsidized price. Boss then approached Richard with his medication, apologizes about the earlier incorrect price, and that he has amended it. Richard's face went from victory to defeat in a matter of moments once he noticed the new price. Boss then further assisted Richard by saying he would personally escort Richard to the cash registers so that he paid the new correct price. Should have paid attention, Richard, before you had to pay more for your meds. Note 1. Script would have costed $6.50. Private costed $16. He was charged $20. Just set it anywhere. Now my last post was on my time as a machinist. This one takes place at my current job, a paper processing facility. We take raw paper rolls and turn them into labels for Walmart, Target, etc. Chief characters me as me in IHS. I have seniority. So on Thursday night my crew walked into a mess and realized our first job of paper rolls needed reworking, which first shift started taking over to the other side for said task. I finished what they started to grab supplies for the next job. Unfortunately the materials, though slightly different, MacLeod was of the same lot as the previous job. So now IHS was informed he would be the reworker for our shift, but E foreman. He smiles thinking, well, our last workday 3 rolls of 33,000 feet, easy work tonight. However, he didn't realize until I started bringing material over he was getting an additional 200,000 feet he'll need as soon as possible to run. I hand him the work order and he replies after a small dispute, just put it anywhere here. I ask, are you sure anywhere? IHS replies, I have seniority. Do you question a senior employee when they know better than you? Welp. Okay then, notorious for leaving his machine, I started filling every square inch of his area with 11,000 to 12,000 foot rolls. Returning from his slumber and Facebook break at the bathroom, IHS asks, "What the hell are you doing?" I smile and reply, "Putting it anywhere, just like you asked BTW Samar in the racking as well. Have a good night." Not allowed to strike? Then we'll just follow the contracts you gave us. So this is my first post, so warning also might be a little short cause this is only the part of the story I know. So last year the school board in my county was being, for lack of better words, stupid. They promised the 1/3 of the teachers a bonus that they deserved. From what I understand, as I was a student at the time, it was a rotating schedule for the bonuses. Every year 1/3 of the teachers got the bonus. But last year, the school board refused to give the teachers a bonus. Even when they were given a bonus, it was only enough for maybe a pack of gum. Not only that, but they planned to after that year, fire all new teachers every year only to rehire them in July-ish, so they would never have to give them the bonus, as it took 3 years to build up to said bonus. Now onto the malicious compliance. So I live in a right to work state, which means unions are allowed and most importantly, are not allowed to go on strike. All the teachers who were a part of this were a part of a union. So the union tried to figure out what they could do. The union leaders eventually told them to follow the contract. You see, while my teachers usually stayed for a bit before and after school started, their contracts only said they had to be here for 15 minutes before and after the students got here. And they also didn't have to work on anything at home either. This meant nothing got graded, no tutoring before or after school, and almost nothing got done. Needless to say, once the effects were seen, the school board started talking to them some more.